Hi, I'm Yosemite, and this is my sketchbook from Csssa 2023. Basically, what Csssa is, it's a summer program for high school students, and it happens at Cal Arts. And so I was part of the animation program, and in the animation program, they require you to fill a whole sketchbook in a month, and this is that sketchbook. Okay. So they require you to put your name in case you lose it. So they were really strict about that. And so this is the front page. This year, a lot of people actually made business cards to introduce themselves, which I thought was really cool. There's sticky notes inside because the sketchbook is an assignment. They basically grade you on it and to see like how you improve and what you do. So this is my dorm. And these were some people I caught in the lunch, like the cafeteria, and then animation students sitting in the field as we wait, because in the first couple weeks they were really strict about everyone being on time. We are required to take notes, so this is jam-packed with a bunch of notes from the animation history lectures. On the first week we were required to do a flip book, and so this is just planning out what I was gonna do. This is a drawing from the cafeteria and a group of kids just sitting. I was just creepily drawing them. Oh my gosh, the Beatles. One of my favorite films that they showed was The Cameron's Revenge. And it was basically filmed with, like, made with stop motion dead Beatles, and I thought it was really cool. This is when we were learning how to use Dragon Frame, but I already knew how to use Dragon Frame, so I just fell asleep the whole time that they were teaching us how to use it. But I wasn't the only one, so it was okay. That makes it okay. Oh, and the Dragon Frame is just like the software that we use to animate, like the majority of the time. This is an image reference from the Fruits magazines, and I thought it was really cool. And then this is when we were in the Bijou for art history, and the Bijou is a pretty cool place. It's just like a theater that we use. More sticky notes. Oh, okay, so the faculty introduced themselves with slideshows, and they show like their art and their art journey and what they do. And I thought it was really cool, so I drew the audience, and that was also in the Bijou. And here are the people that were introducing themselves that faculty show, because there was multiple, because there was a lot of faculty. And so we had Lindsay, Alex, and Kayla present themselves, and I drew them as they were presenting. More notes from animation history. And me and my friends, my dorm mates and my friend, found out that one of them never saw Bluey. So we all went to my dorm and started watching Bluey, and as they were watching, I drew them. After the flipbook assignment, we had a second assignment, and that was basically to cut up a bunch of paper and move it, like stop motion. And so we had to make these really abstract animations with paper cutouts. And it was fun, but it was also really stressful because some people had really small paper parts, and if you lost it, you were kind of screwed. And then this is my friend Teddy, and he had like a coffee addiction the first week. And here are the storyboards from my paper animation, which I didn't follow. I went with something completely different in the end. I don't know. I only had 2 hours to film it, so. And then my roommate outside of Mom's. So Mom's is basically this cafe that all the students there are allowed to go to, hang out. There's pool tables and like sometimes events happening in there and food, so everyone just hangs out around there. And I was outside in the lounging area just drawing people walking by. And this is in Mom's. There was pool and there was ping pong, and I drew my friend Hannah. We went to Vaughn's, which is like the nearest shopping mall, and we were just waiting on our pizza. A random girl that I drew at Mom's, and more storyboards for the paper cutout animation that I also did not follow. And then for the flip book, we had to make covers for them, and so this is one of the practice covers that I made for my flipbook that in the end I didn't use because it wasn't centered, and then I drew a bunch of little guys. All these pages, like these funky shapes, are from one of the TA's like events that they have, or basically like lessons that they teach separately from class. And so me and my friends went, and it was really fun. We listened to music in silence, and we basically captured what we were like feeling in that moment with a bunch of random shapes. Here are some random doodles. And another activity that wasn't technically required was Soviet animation with Rita, and we learned about our favorite little guy who doesn't know who he is or doesn't know what animal he is, Shabarashka, our icon. And a bunch of rats. Because there was a Ratatouille screening in Mom's, and so I drew a bunch of rats in my sketchbook. I also got like a sore throat the second week of Cssa, and so I took a bunch of cough drops. My mom brought me some cough drops. I got cough drops from like the nurse's office. It was bad. And then another teddy drawing. For one of our lectures, they made us like write in detail about this character that we had no idea who was. Like we had to come up with a background for them. And so I picked this photo of a lady, and we had to give her information. I was like, she's a quirky old lady from New York. Quirky old grandma. More of the drawings from Alex's workshop. And we were learning about line of actions and what shapes they can take in figure drawing. This is one of our guest speakers that I drew at the Bijou. And basically he works with paper and uses it for advertisements. And then this is $1 that my friend Hannah tried giving me for taking one of my pizza slices. And then now we had to do character design for our final film. All Cssa animation students are required to complete a 45-second to 1-minute film. And we had to start thinking about it as soon as possible, character design, and think what we were going to do in that 1 minute. Oh, we also met another artist, Ari Castleton, and he was really cool. He was really fun to talk to, and I got a little autograph. I got autographs of all the guest speakers, but it was really funny because as soon as they presented, the questions were done, people would be running to get this guy's autograph, or also any guest speaker, which is really funny to see. And we also met Elizabeth Ito, who created City of Ghosts on Netflix, which is such a good show, and all of you should go watch it. More character design of the character I decided to use for my final film. Visual development classes with Nicole, and we had to write basically everything down because she did not post them later on. Also the sun is like setting, so if the light changes, that's why. We also, more notes, and we also had to start thumbnailing backgrounds for our final film, and so that's what these are. We also had to use shape language, and how we practiced shape language was the staff posted pictures of them and said to draw them with either triangle, square, and circle. And so you pick 3 of the staff and then you draw them. And then I drew Rita as circle, Alex as square, and Kati as triangle. And then these are the backgrounds that I decided to draw for the homework that Nicole assigned us. And you had to draw 6. Music. This was part of Alex's workshop. And then we had to intensively come up with like background information about the character that we were using for our film. Then we had another faculty show, and it was really fun. We had all these people present. We had Johnny, Sophie, Maggie, and Rita present their background. I just wrote stuff about their background on there. Oh, also, there's a CalArts student store, and there was like $10 gouache, and so I immediately bought it. I bought the last one, and I was messing around with it. I'm not a fan. It was so hard. It was so confusing. I think I'm gonna try doing it again. I don't know what they're talking about, but this was more of Nicole's homework. We basically had to like character design and do some poses that they wouldn't actually do, and some expressions, and then more backgrounds. And so this is one colored background that she assigned, and then 2 regular backgrounds that I ended up using in my film, so it was helpful. More of the notes that we had for our animation history, and when in doubt I would just draw ballerinas, and so I just draw. And then this is a random girl on Pinterest, and I used like this really thick pastel to just color everything in. And then these are my grades for the sketchbook, because it is an assignment. I honestly don't know who graded me. It was either one of the figure drawing teachers that we have. It was either Lindsay or Kayla, and I have no idea which one of those were it. And so use of color, I got a 7. I got a 6 on time. Notes 8, and then on track for college credit, Y. And I did in the end get college credit. And then more of my character. And that's the end of my sketchbook. And so the first sketchbook I finished in like 2.5 weeks, when the check-in, the halfway check-in to see if you were in progress, was due. And I honestly was stressing out so much, I just decided to finish it. And so I started a second sketchbook because I finished my first sketchbook so early, and I did nothing on the first page. And I wanted to like color coordinate this sketchbook. They also said in my last sketchbook that I needed to include more animals, and I feel like I needed to prove on color, so that's what I was doing. And also they have this mixed media requirement, so I was putting more stickers everywhere. Art history notes, sticky note. See, I was drawing as much animals as I could, and then I was also trying to like show that I was gaining something from that with like character design. We also met another guest artist, Ivan Iguer, and he was also really fun to talk to and to see his presentation. My favorite part of CalArts was actually the sub-levels, and basically what that is like the basement of CalArts, and you can just go in these halls and paint whatever you want. And so I just loved like lurking down there after dinner, and I would just like draw. And I also found a piece of the wall, and so I just put it in my sketchbook. So I just have some of the CalArts sub-levels with me. And then this is me planning out my final film backgrounds, because you have to use mixed media. And so I was going to use watercolor backgrounds that I manually paint, and then 2D digital animation for my character. And so I was planning out which ones I already painted and which ones I still need to do. And then there's more of that, and then more animation history notes. And then one of the projects that we had midway us stressing about our final film was a ball exercise. So you started with the ball, and then you animate something, and then it ends with a ball, and then it goes on to the next person. And so we picked words from a hat that people put in there, and we got red pasture. And so I was like, red pasture, okay, he's gonna turn into a devil. Like, what are the odds of that? And I thought that was so funny, and I was just planning out like the ball movement and how it was gonna go. See, me using mixed media, and this is just my bunny character. And then under this is the CalArts laundry room, which was so annoying. So every weekend you can check out of Csssa to go with your family, and every single weekend I would just check out to go wash my clothes because I hated the CalArts laundry rooms. but on the last week I decided to stay and I had to go wash my clothes, unfortunately. And then this is more storyboards of me planning out the animation. And then we had another faculty show, and this time it was with Jamie, Jessica, Angus, and Haley, and all their presentations were really cool, and oh my gosh, I loved them so much. And then there's more art history notes. This is our figure drawing model's dog, Foxy, that he would always bring with him to the sessions. And then we met Kat Kasmala, someone who works at Cal Arts, and she has also worked on a lot of impressive things, including DuckTales. I think that's what she's mainly known for. And I was like fangirling so hard when I was talking to her. I was freaking out. And she gave so much good advice in animation. I was just listing them all. I did ask her a question about like how you handle wrist pain. And she's wearing like compression gloves, so I feel like that answers the question. And then more art history notes. And then one of my friends has this character, and it's a raccoon, and I love it so much, and I just tried drawing the raccoon. This is another figure drawing assignment that was assigned by our art teacher, Lindsay. And then this was like the end of Csssa, and they were telling us that we were gonna have post-Csssa depression. And me and my friend group low-key hated Csssa because it was so tiring and hot, 100-degree weather, the food was awful, but it was fun. And we were like, yeah, we're not gonna get depressed at all. And I'm so sad, I miss them so much. And then this is my friend Alexa and her lemon character. And then the final artist that we met was Amelia, and she was really cool because she's a storyboard artist, and that's something that I want to pursue. And so basically she talked about how she worked on really like notable shows like Gravity Falls, The Owl House, Star Versus. Like, it was actually insane. And I asked her that if she could draw me anything, and she drew me her cat, and I thought that was so cute, and it was just really cool meeting her. And I was asking her questions on like how did she improve in storyboarding and what schools are known for storyboard artists like after they graduate. And so she just told me all that and answered my questions. This is just a bunny character I have. And then after that there's after that there's nothing in the sketchbook except for all the people signing my stuff, like a yearbook. So sad. And yeah, that is the end of the sketchbook tour. And after this, I'm going to show my portfolio that got me into Csssa 2023 animation. Okay, so I applied for Csssa a week before deadlines, and I just have to tell you, don't do that. Don't do what I did. I was struggling with these pieces, but in the end I did get in. I did submit them. So I would tell you to 1 month ahead prepare. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Enjoy the rest of my little silly goofy animations. Also, if you have any questions about Csssa animation, you can just comment them down below. Thank you, and enjoy the rest of the video.